Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Had a Tragedy? And yeah, guys, it is an unscripted story. And shout out to my brother for suggesting this idea. After a long time, he suggested me, an idea. I'm quite pumped for this. Anyways, I have picked out your comments. I will be making them into movies soon by combining them or just making them separately altogether. Don't worry, stay tuned for that. And yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And the reason why I'm making stories for the past 2 days instead of movies is because, I already told you because of the infection going on, and I have got the infection again. It hurts like hell whenever I blink my eye, and my eyes are swollen, but they're not that bad. I mean, yeah. So stay safe and, yeah, probably not touching your eyes or anything, and avoid contact as much as possible if, you have the same, disease spreading around, because in my area from where I live, yeah, it is going on around. So stay safe, people. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Story begins a few hours after the QB attack in Konoha no Sato. As the attack was prevented, but a lot of damage was caused already by the Biju. Because of Minato's delay and hesitation of sealing the Biju inside his child alongside with Kushina, a lot of that's happened that day. And not only that, most of the shinobis, civilians, and the buildings in the Konohagakure were damaged and lost. And people, even though they were happy that they won, were not actually happy. They were mourning for the loss of their loved ones, their comrades. As now we go towards the hospital room, which was reserved for the Kage and his family, where we see Kushina and Minato, and their newborn child Naruto, as both of them looked concerned, knowing that they had just placed their son with the greatest responsibility ever, with the QB no Yoko itself. I still think that we shouldn't have done that, Kushina. I don't know why. Why did that man attack us, claiming to be Madara, on the same day that Naruto was born? It could have been any other day. I think the same, but maybe he planned this all together. There was someone who was leaking information to him. We gotta know who it is, said Minato with narrowed eyes. Stay here, Kushina. I gotta go to the council, said Minato, looking towards the window, noticing Ananbo, who was signaling him to leave towards the Hokage office. As Minato left, Kushina under Kakashi's, attentive eyes. As now we see Minato arriving at the Hokage office. As he sat down, this meeting is in session. As Danza stood up, Minato, where the hell were you when the QB attack began? A lot of the shinobis and civilians lost their lives. I was dealing with the threat who unleashed the Biju upon us. What? So you mean to say the Biju didn't escape on its own? Someone released it? Said Homura. Of course it did. Everything was going smoothly. We even had precautionary measures and contingency plans ready if anything happened. And yet here we are, said Danzo. Because of a man intervened, and that man claimed to be Madara Uchiha. As their eyes widened, that cannot be. Even QB claimed him to be Madara Uchiha. Kushina stated that. As now the shinobis as well as the civilian council members were shocked, and murmurs began to arise. As Minato then said, please, simmer down. And what of the jinchuriki? Said Danzo. Jinchuriki is now my son. I had no other choice. Me and Kushina, we discussed, and after some talking, we were able to make the additional sacrifice of sealing the Biju inside our son. He's the complete jinchuriki. Are you nuts? Said Homura. What if the child is corrupted by the Biju or the mind is taken over? That cannot be possible. The seal we used is a mixture of Hakai Fuyin, but a non-lethal version. Still Shinigami powers the seal, but if QB breaks free, its own soul will be devoured. That was quick witness, Minato, said Hiruzen, who was wounded and bandaged up and sitting there. I still think that you shouldn't be here, Hiruzen, said Homura. No, I need to be here, Homura. And Minato is right. We have come out top, again, through this catastrophe. We should be grateful, not blaming one another. But this could have been prevented. With all due respect, we have lost many of our clansmen, said Hiyashi as he stood up. Minato, aside from you being my friend, as a clan head I cannot deny you have done not a good job in this matter. You should have been here, not chasing a wild goose that you claim to be Madara Uchiha. But that masked person is out there. The one who was able to put under the Kyuubi and their genjutsu. What? Minato, are you blaming? No, I'm not blaming the Uchihas, Fugaku. But I need to find out who this person is who has those eyes. It could be Madara's eyes. As now, everyone realized the gravity of the situation. So you're saying that there might be a chance that a person has the dojutsu of Madara Uchiha? This is not good, Hokage-sama. Everyone, said Fugaku. Not good at all. Because Madara was the strongest Sharingan user out of all of us, and the strongest Uchihas. If someone possesses his eyes, he might not be able to use it at the same level as him, but he is still stronger than us. We have to stop him at all costs. Find him and track him down. That is what we're going to do. But Minato, what are you gonna do with the jinchuriki? You do know, even though he is your son and might be clan head, a jinchuriki is the property of the village. No. A jinchuriki was offered by the Uchiha Gakure to Konoha because of their alliance, so Konoha doesn't own anything. If it is owned by anything, it is by the Uzumaki clan, my wife's clan. As that is when Danzo was checkmated and knew he couldn't say any more, because if the truth was revealed completely, he alongside the other elders will lose power even further, as they have lost a huge chunk now. But Hokage-sama, how can we be sure that your son is stable and won't go nuts because of the Kyuubi? We are not certain about that. Even though you are our hero and savior, we cannot think of you raising that monster or at that child that could be cursed. You cannot include him in your clan. Why should I listen to you about this? That is a family matter, and Kushina and I both have agreed that he is going to be our heir, whether you like it or not. Because this is a clan matter, you civilians have no say in it, said Minato with a cold tone that sent chills down their spine. The civilians can leave. The funding will be sent throughout the daimyo-sama after I send him the letter about the damages and what has happened. Alright, Hokage-sama, we'll leave. As the civilians left, we turned towards elders. You can leave as well, said Minato. As after they left, we see that Hiruzen was leaving. You can stay, Hiruzen-sama. The rest can leave. As now Minato activated the barriers. I'm really telling you the truth. There was a man claiming to be Madara Uchiha, and Biwaku-sama and the others died because of him. He just casted a genjutsu on the Biju. And to be honest, I saw pattern of sword that was similar to Sharingan in Kyuubi's eyes as well, said Choza Akamichi. As everyone looked towards him, are you sure, Choza? Said Shikaku Nara. Of course I am, Shikaku. What do you think of me as? I may like to eat and maybe big-boned, but I am not stupid. I saw what I saw, and there's no denying it. As Inoichi then said, maybe it was because, in the heat of the battle you might have, misjudged it or something. Minato, are you saying that there really was a Sharingan there? I'm not trying to pin it on the Uchiha clan, Fugaku. If there was a person there who has a Sharingan, stolen or either his, we need to find him. He could be a missing in action Uchiha that has been claimed dead. All the dead Uchiha's bodies have been retrieved and their Sharingan were personally destroyed, except for Madara's. And the Kyuubi claimed that he was Madara. Maybe that person was able to find his tomb wherever he was buried, because it was the first Hokage who buried him near the Valley of the End, right? As everyone nodded, we have to go and check that position and that grave to find ourselves. As Hiruzen said these words, I, alongside some of the Anbus, will go. Hiruzen-sama, are you sure you're still injured? Someone has to. I will be leaving. Minato, take care of your son and your wife. And you all, take care of your clan. I will arrive tomorrow and we'll discuss later on. As now we see, for the time being, Minato returned home, and everyone went as well. As back at home, we see Kushina, after listening to everything, was looking out of the window. I don't feel good here, Minato. Never felt safe. We need to go away from this village. I can't just turn back on my village now. Kushina, that is not right. They're after your son. Can't you see that? The civilians. They might already have spread out the news. How can you be so sure? As a brick was thrown there. Kill the demon was written on it. See? As Minato looked out to see that the Anbus were already arresting the person, who had tears in his eyes and was yelling at Minato and his wife, calling her the demon whore who gave birth to the demon. Even though all of these stupid bastards knew that the Biju existed even before Kushina did. You're right. We'll discuss with the council and see if, everything is safe or not. I will discuss this publicly as well. As now we see, next morning came, and in the council chambers the meeting held, as what Hiruzen brought was a grave news. I have found the body of the Madara Uchiha, but his eyes were gouged out. There was no traces of eyes being eaten or dissolved. They have been ripped out. This is not good. This can't be happening. A person having Madara's eyes. This is a calamity. And a stolen property of Uchiha clan. We have to get them back at all costs, Hokage-sama, said Fugaku as he stood up. We will. He is trying to tarnish the name of the Uchihas. If he does more war crimes, we'll be the one who will be blamed in the end. No one's going to blame you. Not me. Not everyone here. Same as us. Not everyone has you guys' sentiment. But I thank you for that. We need to take care of this, Minato. And fast. Yes, I know. That is what we're gonna do. But before that, there's one more thing that I would like to address to the people of Konoha. Can you arrange that? Hiruzen-sama. Alright, on it. As after the meeting ended, we see that on the Hokage Tower, every Konoha citizen was gathered as Minato addressed. People of Konoha, Gakure, and Sato. I know what yesterday happened was a great catastrophe. But remember this. The Biju existed even before. Last night while I was at my home was ambushed by a person. And the person was arrested and I released him today. I know that you are going through agony and pain. That is unimaginable because of the loss of loved ones and all. But what would it do if you are going to target one child who's just born? Born on the same unfortunate day the QB attack happened. It was not his fault. The kid I used is my own son, my flesh and blood, to seal away the Biju that existed for more than thousands of years. Calling him a demon spawn or his mother that name is not going to solve your problems. By killing him, only the Biju will be freed and only Uzumakis are able to hold the Biju. The Biju existed even before Kushina within Mito Uzumaki-sama, who was the founding mother of the village. As that is when most of the villagers realized their mistake, but some of them were still hellbent. As they then said, we promise to you, Hokage-sama, nothing will come towards your son. No harm from us, only protection and love. And respect. Thank you, my people. I knew you would understand. As after that, everyone cheered and celebrated their hero. As now we see time begin to pass by, and a few years went by without any trouble because Naruto stayed at home and enjoyed his evenings with his family. But after some years, when he reached at the age of 6, he went to meet with his best friend Sasuke Uchiha in the Uchiha compound. And once he was returning on his own, saying that he was big boy and he could return on his own to his Obachan, Mikoto Uchiha, she allowed him hesitantly and informed Kushina beforehand, as Kushina was patiently waiting for her big son to return home. But he never did. Time began to pass by. Soon, minutes turned into an hour turned into an hours, and that is when Kushina had finally enough. She thought Naruto might have been lost or something worse, kidnapped. She rushed out and began to search high and low, and that is when Minato joined her because of the seal that was placed on the shoulder of the Harishin. Kushina, what the hell is going on? Why were you not at home, and where is Naruto? It is quite late at night. Naruto is nowhere to be found. He left hours ago from the Uchiha compound. As both of the parents now begin to search high and low for their son, until they arrived in the alleyway where they found a stench in the morning, stench of blood. As they arrived there to find a beaten, bruised Naruto who was mangled and was amputated. His arms were gone and one of his legs, his eye, was ripped out as well. He was bleeding badly and there were multiple bruises on his head, and only one single name was carved on his chest and head. Demon. Die, demon. As Minato and Kushina felt as if the ground was stripped from beneath their feet, as they rushed their son to the hospital to get him treated. Not just any hospital, the Anbu one. As in the Anbu hospital, Naruto was treated, and his wound was stabilized. He was in a comatose state now, and his condition, even though he was out of the woods, was still unclear because of the trauma that was induced on his body. As now we see Minato and Kushina and Hiruzen standing there alongside Kakashi. How did this happen? Who did this? Said Hiruzen. I know who did. The people. The people of Konoha did. Said Kushina. Kushina, are you sure about this? They said, can't you not see that, Minato? Everyone, are you that blind and trusting to those people? They were playing you all. They were not ready to let go of their crutch, and they won't. I'm gonna want some justice now, Minato. They better be arrested and some head might roll, or otherwise I will hunt them down like the wild animals they deserve to be hunted like down. As everyone was now sure that Kushina what said was not a threat, it was a promise. As now we see the doctor came there. It was Hanma, the head doctor of the Onbus. Well, the good news is that the boy is out of the woods, Okage-sama, Kushina-sama. But the bad news is that the trauma that is induced on his brain is so severe that he's in a comatose state, and you already know the situation, the amputations and all. There's nothing we can do. His limbs were destroyed and castrated, so yeah, I'm sorry. As Kushina broke down, and so did Minato, trying his best to not feel rage. As that is when Hanma looked towards Hiruzen, who with a sigh then said, I'm sorry, Minato. Kushina, I wish there was something we could do. Actually, there is, but I need Tsunade-sama's permission and her to be here for that to happen. What is it? It is a dangerous procedure. She wrote it down because, well, Tobirama-sama wanted some soldiers, super soldiers of some sort. Like super shinobis? Yes. Enhanced with the help of Winjutsu as well as new medical science. They will have a boosted strength as well as more brute force and strength in their muscles as well as protective skin. And they will have a lot of more advanced stuff than the normal shinobi uses. I see. But you're not telling me the whole thing. Yes, there is a downside. The emotions, they would be removed completely. What? What do you mean by that? You can never feel any emotions or express them. As Kushina broke down. But this way, at least he will be able to regain his consciousness and come back. The trauma, it will be easier for him to endure because he wouldn't know what to feel. I will have to just cut out his sensory nerves. Are you sure about that? Yes. But I need Kushina-sama's help because she's the one who created all of this analogy and just shelved it down. I can't believe Kushina was also working on a project. It was with Orochimaru, as both of them were working directly under the orders of the, second Hokage when they were young, before the Second Great Shinobi War. I see. I guess we need to call her then, said Hiruzen. Wait, are you saying that there is no other choice, Kushina? Minato, if you want your son back and him to be on his feet, then this is the only choice. Otherwise, Naruto living like this is not worth it. It's better to pull the plug than to watch the reminder of all the terrors that you have. As Minato, after a deep understanding of what Hiruzen was trying to say, as he himself was a father, he then said, Fine, there is no other choice than this. As now we see, Minato turned towards Doctor with cold eyes. Prepare for the operation. I'll bring Tsunade back myself. And Kakashi, walk with me. You as well, Hiruzen-sama. As both of them walked with Hiruzen alongside Kushina. Kushina, you stay here with Naruto. As now the three of them were left, as he then said, I'm gonna place you as the current acting Hokage for the time being. I'm gonna go on a wild goose chase to search down Tsunade and bring her back. And what about me, Sensei? Hunt down those people. No matter how brutal it is, I want them captured all by the time I return. It is time that they know there are consequences of enraging a father and a mother, especially when they are so deadly and lethal. As now we see, Minato left with a yellow flash, as both Hiruzen and Kakashi were left there. As Hiruzen put it on the head on top of his head. Well, I got a job to do, and so do you, Kakashi. Hi, Okage-sama. As Kakashi disappeared as well. As now we see, Minato, after searching high and low, returned with Tsunade after convincing her, and she, alongside with, well, the doctor, went to visit Naruto. After visiting, she returned. I gotta admit, Kushina, I feel sorry for what happened to your son. I don't even wish this upon my own son or enemy's son. Can you help or not? Tsunade-sama. You are family, Kushina, and so is the kid. Of course I will. There's no doubt about it, but are you sure he will become a machine of a sort? I can't see him like this. I also want my son. There is no other choice. You know what? I might try to do something. It might or might not work. There is 10 to 20% chance it will. Otherwise, yeah, it might not work. To give his emotions back. But with due time. Not all at once because of the trauma that he has induced. Really? Can you do that? Again, as I said, I'm gonna try. No promises here, Kushina. Alright. As now we see, a long surgery of 72 hours began on Naruto. As the medical staff was Tsunade and Hanma, working as her assistant. As on the other side, Minato was executing one after the other and was more than ever frustrated and enraged to find out there were more than 300 people, and all of them were executed publicly by himself in the most brutal way possible, sending out a word that whoever messes with them will wound up dead. This was not a monarchy, it was a dictatorship, his dictatorship, and whoever tries to mess with him will meet his end like this. As now we see, after the execution, which took 48 hours, Minato returned. Kushina, what is going on? They're the most critical part. Everything could go wrong here, Minato. Or everything will be alright. Everything will be alright, Kushina. Nothing will go wrong. I'm sure of it. As 24 hours went like hell and long as well. But they ended. As the parents prayed that their son was okay. And once Naruto was moved out, they were shocked to find that he was same as he was. What happened? I thought he might look different, but yes, he is still the same. But, as I mentioned, he's a part machine now. There's a conductive chakra metal constructed skeleton within him. Both of his legs, amputated arms, as well as some of the tendons that are within are made out of it. I also enhanced his, senses and all that. He is basically like the most strongest shinobi that you have ever met, Minato. But is my son okay? Yes, he is fine. As now we see Naruto opening his eyes, as one of his eyes glow deep blue, like pulse was going out of it, and the other remained neutral as his natural eye. As he stood up and sat down, looking at his parents. Father, Mother, he said in a devoid voice, Naruto, my son, as he hugged both of them. I am fine. You don't need to worry about me. I'm happy to see you, said Naruto without any emotions. We're happy to see you as well, son. What happened? I don't remember anything. Everything is fine. You just passed out, that's all. I feel weird. Like something is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you, Naruto. You're fine as the way you are. As after that day, Naruto and his family worked together to, get him back on track on his life. And as Tsunade said, the receiver that she fit in to learn emotions was adapting. Slowly and surely, Naruto was learning emotions of his own, but not to a greater extent. As Naruto so far was able to only show emotions of concern and of affection without any showing happiness or sadness emotions on his face. As now we see, Naruto was sitting down in his room as he was preparing for tomorrow's day, the graduation day, the day he will become a Genin, He was excited for it. He wasn't going to lie, he wasn't. And that is when he was called into his mindscape, where he met a single being that he knew only from the stories, the Kyubi no Yoko. So my jinchuriki finally comes to meet me. Who are you? I am the Kyubi no Yoko. It can't be. So I am a jinchuriki? Yes, you are my jinchuriki. The reason why everyone hates you. What? But they avoid me and don't get close to me. I know, but they don't hate me. They do, kid. They only avoid you because they want to avoid their death. Your father literally butchered down 300 people once he found out what they did to you. What did they do to me? Trust me, you don't want to know. But if you do, then look at throughout those memories behind that door that is in front of you, and the whole truth will be revealed. As that is when Naruto saw the whole truth. How he was returning from the Uchiha compound and was kidnapped and later tortured way beyond his consciousness. Whenever he was unconscious, he was brought to consciousness through pain, again and again and again until his mind and consciousness faded. As now we see Naruto gasping for air. I can't believe that has to be a... That is not a genjutsu, kid. That is what happened to you. How am I fine like this then? Why was it different back then and now? You're different because most of your body is different. It has been enhanced and regrew because of Hashirama cells, combining with your own and Tsunade's 100 healing marks abilities. As for your skeleton, it is made out of chakra metal of the highest quality. As Naruto was left stunned and shocked after finding out about his truth. This is not happening. Oh, it is, kid. It is. Whether you accept it or not is up to you completely. But know this is very much real. So, what do you want from me? Why tell me this? My parents they would have never told you. They wanted you to have a normal life, knowing that their son couldn't even have a normal life to begin with. What do you want from me now? Only one task. Take down the masked person who was behind that attack that made your and my life miserable. What do you mean by that? Kid, that masked person is Madara Uchiha, the one that was the reason that attack happened in the first place. I mean, I get why should I, but why should I do it for you as well? Because I had a history with that man. History that should remain shrouded. For you. Fine. But I'm not gonna do this alone. You better help me. Of course I will. So how are we gonna do this? So far I was able to gather intel while you were unconscious. Jiraiya, your godfather, visited. Wait, what? He did? Yes. He told us about the same masked person or similar to someone to that was working with the Akatsuki, a mercenary group that has been roaming around from village to village. They are our best shot at this. We have to hunt them down and take them out. How do you suggest I do that? I'm not even a genin yet. You have no other choice. You gotta do this, and fast before they become more strong and a threat to a much greater extent. You cannot allow him or Madara to use his full extent of her power. He seemed weakened when we fought all those years ago. He might have already gotten so strong. Damn it. We'll discuss this later, said Naruto as he woke up, and it was early morning as he saw his Kachan was watching over him with a frown. Naruto? Is everything okay, son? Everything is fine, Kachan. Everything is fine. I need to go to academy. As Kushina's eyebrow rose as she sent out Naruto. As Minato stood there, what's the wrong, Kushina? He stuttered. What? That never happened before. Meaning he lied. His emotions are coming back, Minato. Meaning he got in contact with Kyubi. Something is not right here. What could the Kyubi want with our son? What is it trying to do? Or make him do? I gotta keep a close eye on him. Then, as he summoned Tenzo. Tenzo? I know that for the time being you are off from the duties and put on the side roster. Then I'm going to assign you to a mission. Watch over my son and notify me each of his moments. Hi, Hokage-sama. Noted. As Tenzo left, as now we see, Naruto returned in the evening from the academy with a headband and with the assessment of his team under Kakashi Hatake, as he was going to be the Team 7 Jonin commander, and under him was going to be the three-man cell Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. As Naruto returned, he went to the library to get a bingo book to find out about some people in general. Akatsuki. All of them had one connection. They were in a group and always together. As once Minato found out about this, he was surprised. Why would he be searching for them? And this masked person? As his eyes widened, wait, could it be? As now we see, in the evening once Minato returned, he and Kushina were discussing. As after finding out, Kushina was not happy. If he's thinking that he can't go out there alone, then he's sadly mistaken, Minato. I would allow him to do this. Neither would I. We have to stop him. But as they were discussing, Naruto, who had already heard this all, was listening in. Maybe we should shut him down for the time being. This way he won't be able to go and we'll be able to save our son. As Naruto hearing this, eyes widened. He knew that his parents were worried about him. Way too much worried over him. After what happened, they had every right to. But he was going to do this. Kid, you get it? We gotta do this. It's now or never. As Naruto tapping into the KCM, as his family and many other sensed the familiar chakra, dashed as fast as he could. As he used his heightened sensory ability to sense and track down everyone, as his eyes became a scanner, as he was scanning throughout the whole Bingo Book's dictionary and the persons who were there in front of him, trying to find and locate down and match the description, and that is when he found one. Zetsu. As he tackled him to the ground, his hand extended, turning into a blade of a mantis sword, which was exhausting a huge amount of electricity as well, as Naruto pointed it right in front of his eyes. Talk! Where is Akatsuki and that masked person named Toby? Wait, you're the Kyuubi's jinchuriki. As Zetsu taking the initiative, as Naruto was confused of how he knew, literally just grabbed him and pulled him to the ground alongside himself and summoned themselves back to Omegakure. As now we see Naruto found himself tied there once he woke up. Well. You did the job for us, Kyuubi's jinchuriki, and I'm quite surprised that you were searching for me. Were you the one 13 years ago? Said Naruto, looking towards the masked person, ignoring everything. That attacked my village, attacked my family, kidnapped me. What if I say I was? Then you're dead. Big words coming out of your mouth, young man, for a man that is about to die. As Naruto literally used his heightened strength thanks to his new armor to break free. As he couldn't use chakra, he used his mantis blade that was extending from his arms as Naruto began to cut and claw through most of them. As after that we see the person that was the masked person literally turned invisible as his blades went through them. And that is when sudden burst of energy came as time began to slow down as the masked person returned. Naruto, using this as a leverage, slashed again and again at heightened speeds, so much that once the person settled and he stopped and everything returned to normal, the masked person turned into cube-sized pieces. As Naruto unleashed the same attack on the others, but after destroying almost all of the Akatsuki, as only Konan, the paper angel, remained, Naruto was on one knee, bleeding from his nose, as on his eye, one of them, one thing was displayed: overheating, system overheating, neural socket not functioning. As Naruto's mind was beginning to shut down. Kid, this is not good. You're shutting down. Your body's shutting down on you. Your parents are nearby. They have sent out a signal and command. As Naruto's mental blade retracted back as well. Seems like you're out of tricks, kid. You're going to die for what you have done. As Naruto then said, Kyuubi, take control. As one of Naruto's eyes remained blue, which was pulsing, the electronic eye. The other one, which was natural, turned into red with slits. Then I'm gonna have to step in for him. As Konan's eyes widened, as Kyuubi, using his red chakra infused with Naruto's arm, used such force that Konan was crushed to death. As Naruto was now passed out, and once he woke up, he found himself strapped to a table as he was in a white room. His hands were literally removed from his body. What? I'm sorry, son. It is for your own good. I mean, why would you leave without us telling us? You were going to shut me down. Of course we were only discussing Naruto. We were not gonna do that. Wait, said Kushina, stopping Minato in his rant. How did you know that we were gonna shut you down? What do you mean by that, Naruto? Wait, you were aware of you being? Of course I was. I found out when I was going to become a Genin, and you're okay with that. You were okay with that. So why shouldn't I be? I'm grateful that you were able to give me another chance, but you don't need to be so protective over me. If I am to be a shinobi, I know the risks though, Gajan. While I'm happy that you love me and want to watch over me, know this that I am going to be my own person one day. And those people needed to go. They were not only after me, but the QB. I found out their plan. They were going to steal all the Bijus and revive the Ten Tails, who was going to destroy the elemental nations. Son, you could have discussed this with us. You could have died. I'm already dead though, John. This is just a bored body in a bored time that I'm living. No, Naruto, you're not living on borrowed time. You're living in your own time with us, your family. As Naruto was happy, as time began to pass by, Naruto wrote down his own legend as the first and only cybernetic ninja in the whole elemental nations, who brought huge amount of respect and pride to his parents as well as to himself, and he even turned enemies into allies. In the end, he settled down with an enemy's daughter named Akatsuki from Iwagakure, as she fell in love for his charms and Naruto, with his emotions fully back and with him, was able to get her for himself, and both of them were now married. She acting as the new Tsuchikage and Naruto, while acting as the Shadow Kage, while Sasuke Uchiha, his right-hand man, as Itachi Uchiha became the 7th Hokage. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.